Hello everyone, it's Boy here, and it's just me this week. RJ's in Japan, doing fun Japan things. So this week's review roundup is brought to you by just me. Check out the review Twitter for more reviews that I didn't get to in this video. So first up, let's see, Charisma.com, electro rap duo Charisma.com released their first major album this week. It's called Not Me. They've been kind of going towards this more pop mainstream sound the last few releases with their mini albums. They're going for this new image and look type of thing. There's a lot more singing, a lot more melodic sounding than before. They work with a lot of different producers. It's very eclectic, mix of pop and hip hop. There's also a little bit of rock and jazz because they work with jazz fusion outfit Soil and Pimp Sessions. They also worked with Hama Okamoto from Okamoto's. He's a pretty well-known bassist in the Japanese music scene. It's actually one of the cooler sounding tracks called Classic Glasses, where it's just Hama playing bass and Itsuka rapping. So yeah, as I mentioned before, there's a lot more singing, but Itsuka's rapping is still there. Still one of the best parts of their music in my opinion. So yeah, it's worth checking out. It's a lot different from their releases in the beginning. It's a lot less angry and spiteful, but still cool rap. Let's talk about some idols. Nogizaka46 released their 17th single called Influencer. I always want to say influenza because of how the katakana looks. But anyway, it's a pretty cool dance pop tune. Got a lot of Latin flavor in it. Flamenco guitars and trumpets and all that fun stuff. It's very unique to their sound, at least. They haven't touched on this kind of style before. Of course, there's like 5 different types, so there are many coupling tracks which are pretty good in their own right. A lot of EDM sounds and influences in those coupling tracks. The Undergirls track, Fusen wa Ikiteiru, a pretty contemporary modern dance pop sound. And also Igai Break, which has my Nogioshi Shiraishima in it. There's a lot of early 90s flavor to it, a little bit of city pop style. So it's a pretty well-rounded single in my opinion. It's probably one of their best so far. R&B slash pop slash dance dude soloist Miura Daichi released a new album called Hit. It's got a lot of electronic elements in all the tracks. Very EDM style focused. It starts off a little weak but picks up towards the end. The last few tracks in particular are the best parts of the album. There's a lot of groove to it and it's very fitting because Daichi, he's really good at dancing. There's some contemporary dance pop sounding that you would hear in like Western style music, a lot of disco house type and spacey, big open wide dance hall style. Through and through, Hit is a straight up dance album. Not too much of the R&B style that Daichi usually does. There's a few in there, but it's mostly just grooving and dancing the whole time. So definitely worth checking out if you're into dance music. His vocal work, as always, super smooth, man. It's one of the best parts. Alright, last one for this week is the new release from TeddyLoid featuring Aina the End from BiSH. He's calling it Silent Planet 2 EP Volume 4. The main track is actually called To the End. And he's been slowly releasing these collabs. I was a pretty big fan of his first Silent Planet album. Got a bunch of collabs with all kinds of people in the Japanese music scene. We got idols, we got rappers, got established singers, other producers. So this is pretty cool. He's continuing the trend. So this track has split the opinions in some parts of the idol community. Most people who are fans of BiSH and Aina are really liking it. Aina's really well known in BiSH for carrying a lot of the vocal work in their songs. A lot of people like her smoky voice, as TeddyLoid production usually is. He does a lot of heavy electro house, just filters the crap out of all the vocalists. So there's not really much of Aina's strengths, I guess. I still like it though. I think Aina's performance is still pretty damn good in this track. especially in the chorus sections where she just belts out the lyrics. It's one of my favorite parts of the track. Also, the beats hit really hard. There's that really thick bass thump that TeddyLoid always does. And of course the hard electro breakdown somewhere in the middle. It's definitely not for everyone. The release also has coupling tracks called Shout It Out, which also features Aina, but also features old school Japanese rapper K-Dub Shine. It's a little bit more trap influenced, I guess. It's a lot of electro, but there's trap elements in there. It's kind of meh though. K-Dub Shine doesn't really do much in the track. His feature is kind of wasted. And then Aina's there. She does a lot more in the track, but it's mostly just kind of rapping, kind of singing. Definitely not as impactful as the main track. I'm just glad more idols are working with producers, just getting featured on more things. On Silent Planet 1, TeddyLoid featured Arin from Momoro Clover Z, so that was pretty cool. But they were in the same label. Aina and BiSH are under a different label, so it's pretty cool that he kind of just maybe handpicked her. Maybe he's a fan, I don't know. Even though to some it doesn't really fit well, it's still pretty cool just to get an idol featured. So that's it for this week. The review roundup, some releases in Japanese music worth checking out. If you listen to any of these releases, let us know what you thought of it on the comments below. Did you like it? No? Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.